Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Look on the screen. Listen, basically, I was surprised. I just knew that Malcolm Jamal Warner left his wife some kind of money, something. And it's not unusual for everything, as we've said before on this channel, to go where? Into the trust. So look on the screen here. It says, under the Warner Family Trust, established in 1996, 70% of Malcolm Jamal Warner's assets were left to Pamela Warner, 15% to his late father, Robert Warner Jr., and 15% to his half sister, Collage, according to a legal petition Tanisha Warner filed. The widow said the fund was established before the actor met her and completely excludes any adequate financial support toward her and their daughter, adding, "This was not Malcolm's intent." And my dear, I'm going to have to disagree with you. It was his intent. Again, you've known each other for at least 6 years, for 9 years. You have a 6-year-old child. Got married 6 years into the relationship, or, I'm sorry, you got married 3 years into after the child was born. So you got a 6-year-old child, and then you get married in 2022 for 3 years. So he could have been made those changes. And so when I saw in the comment section, someone said, wow, the mother sold the house. And I checked. They said, yeah, the report is the mother sold. They have 2 homes, one in Los Angeles, one in Atlanta. And it's reported that the mother sold one of the homes, the one in LA. And I thought to myself, that right there, so much for a man being your plan. And this woman she's a doctor, has a PhD, I understand, his wife, Tanisha. Honey, you got to get to work. Because I thought to myself, oh, that explains it. Her name is not on the deed. If her name was on the deed, the house could have been sold. So that tells me that home that was sold in LA is probably under the Warner Family Trust. Now, she reportedly has the home, I believe, in Atlanta. So stop and think. If the LA home is not in her name, and there is reportedly a fear that Miss Pamela Warner, the mom, could sell the Atlanta home, that tells me that home must not be in her name either. So it's looking to me that it is highly probable that both the properties are what? In the name of the trust. So whatever money they may have had in a joint checking account or what she had, I'm starting to think it's been a year since his death, a year in the anniversary. I'm starting to think that money's probably run dry. I'm starting to think if the mother sold the LA home and there was a concern that she may sell the Atlanta home, that tells me Tanisha Warner, as a spouse, her name is not on the deed. The deed to those homes are probably in the trust. And so, rightfully so, the trust would pay the mortgage, the trust would pay the insurance and the taxes, and I'm assuming upkeep. And if that is the case, then yeah, if there is a fear, why would why would there be a fear, allegedly, that she may sell the Atlanta home? Because Tanisha's name isn't on it. Someone can say, I'm going to sell your house. Is your name on? Don't worry about it. But there is a fear if you reside there and your name isn't on it. So that tells me, oh, he didn't even have your name on the deed. Let's not, and Malcolm, he's worked, but the last thing I saw was him on, was it Netflix? Cheaper, what was that? Oh, Sneaky Pete's. Okay. Before that, all I know him to be on was Malcolm and Eddie, and that was maybe in the 90s. So I think he did well maintaining his wealth, but I don't think it's as if the work has been consistent. You know what I mean? I haven't heard him in any kind of movie where it was paying like, 3, 7, $10 million. And we know there's Hollywood pay and then there's Black Hollywood pay. You know? So you think about it, I said, wow. So basically, I think Tanisha Warner, Miss PhD, it sounds like her man was the plan, but it didn't pan out. Looking at this, and then looking at the fact that the mother sold the LA home, that lets me know pretty much it's starting to look like he pretty much left her with nothing. Wow. Sounds like he left her with nothing. So then you look at I thought maybe it was a PR thing. Person leaving you with nothing. When I look at her doing that Gayle King interview, yeah, I can see some teary eyes because you're looking at, you're going to have to basically start over, married to the celebrity. But the money was left to the mommy. This is major. I've been looking at nothing to indicate besides this trust that anything was left in particular for the daughter set aside for her. Some people say, oh, she got a shut up ring. And look how, if that's the case, look how it turned out. Wow. Look how it turned out. So people say, oh, she may be broke. I just assume like there has to be some money somewhere. At this point, it would not surprise me that it's a highly possibility that she might be broke. She might be broke. And that explains the tour. Now, and one thing I will say, the issue that I have with that is she probably didn't see it coming. But going into the marriage, you've been with this man, I mean, at least 9 years, got a 6-year-old child. I mean, well, the child's 9 years old. Had the child for 6 years, then you got married 3 years later. That's 9 years. So you should have known this from the beginning going into it. You have a PhD. But see, I think that's what happens when people get relaxed. Oh, he's taking care of it. We're fine. I'm going to be okay. When I saw this as 70% of Malcolm's assets were left to Pamela Warner, I'm starting to think any royalties from Hollywood, any acting, it's as we said before, going into the trust. I'm willing to bet you it would not surprise me at all that there was a life insurance policy made payable to the trust, with the trust being the beneficiary. Again, wealth knows about asset protection. 15% to his late father. Well, the late father, the mom was over the trust. She'll get that too. And 15% to his half-sister collage. I don't see anywhere where it's stating, based on the filing, oh, but he did add his daughter. I think he should have at least done that. Should have at least for your child done that. So his wife, honey, you're going to have to get to work. And this right here, some money may be paid out. She's saying, oh, but he promised me. And I understand that. But my thing is, this was prenup. This is before. He promised you. In those 3 years, you never had the conversation. You know you weren't. If he didn't pay you the $5,000 as chief of staff, you know you didn't get that money. If you didn't have the IRA, did he hand you any papers for an IRA for you to log in? Did you get a statement for an IRA? Tax purposes? What's going on? See, women got to handle business. You just can't see. As I said before in the video, well, my man is rich. Yep, your man is rich. But what about you? Many women think they snag a man that may have some wealth. Oh, he may be, but what about you? So this here, even if she does get money, how long would it last? He promised me. Exactly. Did he promise you? Or did the Warner Family Trust promise you? That's the question. Well, he promised. Did the Warner Family Trust promise you anything? So I think this is going to get interesting. And I tell you, when it gets to this point, and realistically speaking, when it gets to this point, it's not going to be a good thing, because basically you're going to be putting all his business, all his finances out to play. Lawyers will play any angle to win. If it means discrediting him, if they're still not winning, they may try to pull a, oh, well, you know what? Did that trust file any taxes? We need to go ahead, so much attention on this issue. We need to go ahead and maybe look into all the taxes. Now you got some other eyes on you. And all because what? All because it is what it is. She thought he had her taken care of, or maybe she, thought he did, but he clearly didn't. And I don't see how you could think that when you don't have papers in your hand. I don't see how you could come up with, well, he promised me, lady, Tanisha, did he ever hand you a life insurance policy? Say, hey, here's a term life, here's a whole life. Did he ever offer you that? Did he ever hand you, did you ever get the email from the agent? Here's your policy declarations page. If you never got that, you know you didn't have that. You had to know you didn't have that. Did he ever hand you, here's the account number to your Roth IRA? Did you ever get a statement from the brokerage firm about your Roth IRA? You didn't, and you know you didn't have that. Did he ever pay you the $5,000 a month as chief of staff? Did your bank account reflect that? Then you already know you didn't have that. So this right here, this on the We Promise Me tour, is making me think it is highly probable that any money that they have, again, it's been a year. The mom has allegedly sold the LA home. There's fear that she might sell the Atlanta home. It's been a whole year. Any money that she may have had, that money could well indeed be gone. And she's taken a drastic step. Again, she said, hey, had to preserve her rights. This right here, she's been trying to get, the mom to pay a certain amount of money from the trust based on what he promised her for a year, and the mother hasn't. It's not as easy to pierce a trust, and there is no will. If he, again, people are doing what they want to do, whether we want to face it or not. People are doing what they want to do. These men are doing what they want to do. When they settle you down with these kids and you sign up for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids, baby mama, he's doing, and he hasn't married you. He's doing what he wants to do. He doesn't want to get married. He just want to have kids. Women sit up here supporting these men are thinking, oh, I really got. If he wanted to even add his daughter to the trust, why couldn't he do that? He could have said, hey, the 15% from my late father, his father, Robert Warner Jr., he could have said, you know what? I want, with the grandmother, I want to go ahead and put my child's name there instead. Take that and give it to her as her inheritance. But clearly he didn't. And no one's thinking, hey, that they're going to die soon. You never know. He had no idea that going on this trip would be his last. As for her, I think she got comfortable. Girl, you know you didn't have life insurance. Did he ever give you he was going to get to it? How long was it going to take? You have a 9-year-old child. How long is it going to take? Did he ever hand you the account number to your Roth IRA? Did he ever hand you a life insurance policy showing his age, coverage amount? You know you didn't have those things. And you knew that the first year of the marriage. You knew that the second year of the marriage. You knew that the third year of the marriage. But you probably just didn't count on it because you were living in comfort, because he clearly handled things. And now that he is gone, he could have been getting paid money from the trust. Now that he's gone, those payments are going to probably stop. So people online saying, oh, she can't be broke. I thought so too. I'm like, no, I'm sure he left her something. I thought about it. Maybe whatever he left her, it's been a whole year. Money goes fast. And if the mother has sold the LA home, you already know Tanisha's name is not on it. You have been left very vulnerable, but I'm going to say this right here. It's a two-way street. I mean, you miss PhD. You should know these things. So now that he's gone, oh, I'm starting to think. I'm like, wow. So her name must have been on that deed. I'm starting to think it's not far-fetched to think that this woman, a year later after his death, she could be broke. Oh, it's highly probable. And probably mourning. You're going to have to get your career together. Going to have to get it together. PhD, write a book or something. Look for an advance. It's time to get creative. So looking at this, sir, based on what she's filed allegedly, reportedly, 70% to his mom, 15% to his father, and then 15% to his late father, half sister. This right here, this family is tight knit. So who's left? The mom and the half sister. They hold the purse strings. He dropped the ball when it came to providing for his wife and child, is all I can see from this. And it is rather shocking to me, but it also speaks volumes. How long was it going to take to make these changes? But again, as I said before, I said again, people are doing what they want to do. 70% of his assets left. So if you look at it, everything he had was in his trust. 70 plus 15, that's 85, another 15, 100%. Everything was in the trust. So he's pretty much left her with nothing. Oh, it speaks volumes. So people say, and he did all these videos about how deep their love is. He did. Are you sure about that? He did all these videos saying, how much he loved her. But you didn't love her enough to protect her? Is this if it's a shut up ring that she got after having a child being 6 years when they got married, who wants a shut up ring? People can do videos all day long. You got folks in there faking, and I'm a millionaire, and this, that. I have videos of me hanging out in Palm Beach because I live there. But, look at these cars. Look at this. Y'all know about the videos. It wasn't mine, and I wasn't faking that they were mine. I got videos of me. I'm up here driving down. We're in front of Mar-a-Lago, Christmas time. Somebody here for the Trump party. We stuck in traffic. I'm ready to go. Stuff in traffic. Why? Because somebody's getting out the front of the gate, so we just got to go ahead and wait. I wasn't invited. I wasn't going. I'm just driving down the street in Palm Beach. Hey, I'm at the beach. Y'all said y'all like the videos. I'm walking down the street. Used to live here on Flagler, walking down the street where the yachts are. People say, oh, I like that. So, hey, let's go. But I wasn't faking because, I wasn't on a yacht. If I was, I would have told you. Or maybe not. But no, I wasn't faking. It's like, hey, I never said it was my yacht. I'm just, hey, here's a bit down here on Flagler, my hood. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So people say a whole lot. So the videos about, how much he loved her and how strong the marriage was. Well, obviously, the love wasn't strong enough to protect her in death. Not trying to diss him, but it is what it is. He just loved her so much. Yeah, he loved her so much that she wasn't put into that trust. They were so much in love, but not enough love to keep those promises that she's alleging about the life insurance and the IRA and the 50K. The 5K payday, being a chief of staff. What really? But the videos, yeah. And we've seen the videos, and now we're seeing, the widow is crying for some money, though. But what about the video? People say a lot of things. I'm not saying he's lying. He could have felt that way. But let's not pretend it was the great love story, because now we're looking at the widow sitting up here crying, like she's been crying to me. She's sitting up there, hey, I need this money. Either way, I think she's going to be in for a life change. I think she's already there now. But even if she gets to 1.2 million, how long will that last? So yeah, all his money is in this trust. So I don't find it far-fetched. People say, I'm thinking, no, she can't be broke. I'm thinking she's got to be some money. People say, oh, she's broke. Yeah, it's starting to look that way. Anyway, what do you all think? Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out. This is just taking on a life of its own.